So you end up going to the gang task force. What kind of cases are you working back in the 80s, San Diego gang task
Well,
force?
so this is 92.
Okay, 92.
So the gang task force was brand new. It was a new task force team. They formed it up, and because gangs were a big deal in Southern California. I mean, LA was overrun with violence from a lot of the rival gangs. It was picking up in San Diego, so the task force wanted to counter with gangs, and mainly it was crack cocaine. Everyone was looking at working at the time.
So in San Diego, obviously LA has Bloods, Crips. What are you dealing with in San Diego?
Bloods, Crips, and then all the different Latin gangs.
Okay, okay.
So, but we had Bloods and Crips too, who were linked to Los Angeles, and we did several cases where they came down.
Okay.
I mean, more of the higher ranking guys from there. But we were all new. No one had worked gangs. So as when DEA forms task forces, we got a lot of expertise from the sheriff's office, the police department, people who had gang experience. But some of those guys, they weren't used to making the bigger cases. So it was a learning experience for everybody. We even brought in people from we talked about Steve Duncan. He was from San Diego County Probation at the time. He came in, and we had some other officers from smaller PDs, and we kind of felt our way along. I mean, making a criminal case is making a criminal case, but working gangs has its own little expertise that goes with it.
Right.
So learned a lot about monikers, learned a lot about tattoos. So it's a lot of images I can't ever get out of my mind now. But it was very unique. And, part of one of the gangs we worked significantly was the Mexican Mafia, which was a really serious group at the time there. I mean, they were very violent, killing a lot of people. Uh,
Were they? I mean, you were having a problem with violence and murders in San Diego with these
yes,
gangs. Okay.
yes. I mean, it wasn't isolated San Diego. LA was
Yeah.
overrun.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why a lot of legislation changed in those days with firearms and the crack cocaine laws, because the murder rate across the country was out of control.
Yeah. Huh. Wow. Okay. So at some point, tell me what the process is here. You must be having a good time working the cases, but you decide you want to promote.
Right. Well, after the gang task force, I rotated back to the clandestine lab group
Okay.
and did another few years in the lab group, and had a great time working with good people, making a lot of great cases. But at that point, I'd been in San Diego for 11 years, or about 10 years,
Hmm.
and kind of done all I could do. I love San Diego, went to college there.
Yeah.
Uh, but it was kind of time to move on. And I think everybody reaches this point sometime in their career where you kind of want to have your own group, because having gone through good supervisors, bad supervisors, you're like, maybe I can make my own imprint on the world too, because I had worked for some people I consider the best supervisors in the world.
Right.
And those are people I wanted to emulate.